So I know the internet has been waiting with bated breath. Everybody is just thinking, good googly moogly, when is this moment gonna come? When is he gonna go on ahead and finally publish his top 5 best suits in the Spider-Man Miles Morales video game? And that moment is upon us. So of course, my name is Blitzwinger, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the top 5, the best top 5 on the internet right here of the Spider-Man Miles Morales suits. We stay nice and humble here, but I do still want to hear your opinions down in the comment section below. Of course, I know people are going to go on ahead and roast my selections. That's perfectly fine. You can stay incorrect, but I wouldn't mind hearing your opinions in the comment section below. So let me know what you guys think. What is the absolute best 5 suits in the Spider-Man Miles Morales video game? There are 19 in total to choose from, at least at the time of this recording. Of course, if you're watching this, let's say a year from now, and we got some DLCs and new suits came out, and you come back to this video and like, bro, but why'd you ignore this suit? I didn't have that as an option at the time of recording, so chill, sit down, and still leave your top 5 in the comment section below. With that in mind, let's kick things off with number 5. At number 5, it is going to be the Purple Rain design, which is of course the design that is indeed inspired by Miles's uncle, the Prowler. It's a really cool costume that is basically rewarded to Miles by his uncle. So it's a costume that is designed to be very much inspired by the Prowler costume, which means that of course it has predominantly purple and green colors and a little bit of blacks as well. So it's purple, green, and black really as the predominant color scheme. It's very unique. It stands out compared to all the other suits just due to, simply put, the color scheme. I think it makes sense that it's incorporated into the actual design. The design of the suit incorporates a lot of story elements. So of course, the fact that Miles really dons his own Spider-Man suit that is initially inspired by Parker, then he wears a suit that is his own, but then also you have this suit, which in some regards you could say is the other character or the other person to whom he looks to as almost like a mentor role since he becomes Spider-Man, and that would be the Prowler. So I think it's really cool that that suit actually is represented and represents really that kind of mentor-mentee relationship that Miles has with his own Uncle Aaron. Now, with that in mind, we move right over to number 4. Number 4 is actually going to be the Winter Suit. And the Winter Suit is really on here to represent the other classic designs and pretty much the Bodega Cat suit, because for the most part, that's the exact same costume. It just has different pieces all over it. The reason why I choose the Winter Suit as the best one, because I feel like it really represents and captures the game really well. The game takes place at Christmas time, at winter time. So I think that I like that they incorporate that element. And plus the fact that it really goes on ahead and represents the game really, really well, in the sense that as you go through the game, like the very first opening scene in the game is that the meeting between Spider-Man, or I guess, sorry, Miles and this street artist known as Haley. And then, of course, the Winter Suit is actually rewarded to you after you help out Haley, and she's the one that actually rewards Spider-Man with the scarf and the hat and everything. So I think it's really cool that it kind of is a great representation of the classic suit, the setting of the game, and then in addition to that, a lot of the side quests of the game are very well represented through that particular costume. Next up at number 3, we have, drum roll please. That was totally an actual drum roll. I have a drummer right here sitting next to me recording this. And the number 3 suit is actually going to be the 2099 suit. So of course, if you watched my list, my top 10 list, I guess, for Spider-Man, or Marvel Spider-Man, I should say, from 2018, the 2099 costume was actually number 1. I should clarify, the 2099 white costume, I think the black one, I think ended up being like number 5 or number 6, so it was still in the top 10. I really, really like the futuristic designs of Spider-Man, and this one is no different. I really love how unique and different this one is. I love that he has the hoodie, kind of almost a Ghost Spider-esque. I like the glowing eyes effect. I like the spikes on the arms. It's just a really cool looking suit. It comes along with a very useful ability of the Venom Suppression Resistance, which I think is really cool as well, and it's very practical. So cool look, definitely memorable, unique when compared to a lot of the other suits, and useful power-up, plus the futuristic take on Miles Morales. And And at number 2, ladies and gentlemen, we have, at this point, the instant classic that was Into the Spider-Verse is well represented in this game. There are, in fact, again, 2 costumes that you could really point to. One that is exactly the one that we're pointing to, which is Into the Spider-Verse, but then there is the animated suit, which looks very similar in terms of the fact that it obviously goes for an animated Into the Spider-Verse type design. But for me personally, I think that the Into the Spider-Verse look just looks incredible. Obviously, it represents arguably the very best Spider-Man movie ever made. So the fact that we have that suit in this game is phenomenal. And then to top it all off, just when we thought, like, how could you possibly make it cooler? They come up with the coolest suit mod that they've ever done. Aside from maybe like the Iron Spider, which somewhat rivals this, I think this is the coolest suit mod they've ever done, where essentially they slow down the animations in the game to make it look like it's actually from Into the Spider-Verse. It does those weird like glitching of the world as well. It's just a phenomenal idea, really well executed, and just allows you to almost feel like you're just playing Into the Spider-Verse with this particular costume. Just a really cool idea, a super cool power-up, an awesome suit based on a fantastic movie, had to be in the top 5, and it earns the 2nd place spot. And so, of course, with all that in mind, it is time for the final spot, and that is going to go to Miles Morales 2020 suit. I know that this is probably not a big surprise. I genuinely think this is the coolest design that they could have come up with. I know a lot of people like the tracksuit. I know a lot of people like the regular classic suit, the animated suit. There's plenty of outfits to still select, like the end costume, etc. But I just felt like the 2020 Miles suit is just such a cool, almost like marriage of all the different components to make it look fantastic, just in the sense that it feels very futuristic, but yet obviously it's still called the 2020 suit. I feel like it's really cool that it captures Miles's other hobby in real life. Like, obviously he's Spider-Man, but just like Peter Parker has photography, Miles is very passionate about creating music and beats and so on and so forth. And so I really love that they took that hobby of his, that other passion that he has in life, and they incorporated into the Spider-Man costume, and you basically get this kind of DJ Morales design, which just looks phenomenal. I really like that they still pay homage to a lot of the classic elements, like the spider logo on his chest, even though it's kind of almost like an LED board. It definitely looks very, very, very classic, but modernized by using LED paneling or like an LED costume. So I think that that's really sick. He's got a cool jacket. Just like, honestly, there is no elements to this costume that I think are bad. It really, I think when we look back on this game, I really think that this will be the costume that we will look back on and say, wow, that was the suit that kind of really represents this game so well, just in terms of how it looks, how it functions, just the overall elements that it captures about the story and the personality of Miles into a costume design. No shadow of a doubt, this is the suit to beat. If there's a DLC costume that's better than this one, I will be very, very surprised. But there you have it. That is my top 5. Number 1, Miles Morales 2020. Number 2, Into the Spider-Verse. Number 3, the 2099 costume. Number 4, the winter suit. Number 5, Purple Rain suit. Let me know what your top 5 looks like. Of course, this is the best top 5. Like I said, got to keep it humble, but got to keep it honest. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I will hopefully catch y'all here next time. Have an absolutely fantastic day. Peace out. See you later, alligators. Bye-bye, guys.